Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 867th of Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Just to say, the last battle I put on was from 13 years ago. Well, this battle was only fought last weekend. As I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the old battles up with the new battles, and I hope that adds even more interest to watching our battles. So as I say, this battle was only fought last weekend. Now, this battle had a little bit of a lag in it. We've got a few spear factions and a big pike faction in this game, and some people's computers got a little bit of problem dealing with those type of factions, so there is a little bit of lag in this battle. But what I thought I'd do is show you one of our new battle maps that we play on here. This is called Brennan's Rock, and as you can see here, this is a great position for Team 2 to form up here. Can you see here on top of the rock? They can form up there. And also here, look, you can see they've got a good height advantage here. They can defend that flank quite easily from a higher position there. Also, if there's archers allowed in this game, you could put archers there, and they would have, of course, a higher ground advantage there. Their arrows would go further and do more damage. And also here, look, they could defend that flank as well from a higher ground advantage there. So, as I say, this map's pretty good for Team 2. And it seems to be quite a popular map. I haven't heard anything too bad about it. So, but also in this map, look, if you want to fight out on the big open plains, look, you already got the big open plains here if you want to fight out in the open. So this map's pretty good. And as I say, this is one of our new custom maps that we've been fighting on. We find fighting on these custom maps adds even more kind of enjoyment to the battle there. Okay. So as I say, it's called, I think this is called Brennan's Rock map. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu, who's bought the Britannia faction. Now he's got 10 chosen swordsmen, 4 druids and 6 chariots. Okay. Now you have a look at his chosen swordsman here. You'll see that he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And remember, these guys have got the same morale as urban cohorts. These guys have got excellent morale, and you'd be surprised on how tough they are, especially with those good upgrades that Mantu's put on them there. So it'd be interesting to see how he handles them. Now we know that Barbarian faction, you can see you've got 4 Druid units. We know that Barbarian factions have got very low morale, so to bring morale boosting units is a good tactical move. And as you can see there, Mantu's bought 4 Druid units, so that's 4 morale boosting units plus his general's morale bonus as well. So he's got a lot of morale going on in his Barbarian army. Okay, and looking at his chariots here, remember Britannia's got 2 lots of chariots. They've got the normal heavy chariots, which I think from memory are about 580 denarii each with 3 hit points. Or you've got these Barbarian Warlord chariots that are over 1,000 denarii each. Okay, but you've got 5 hit points on these. Now, over the years, I've tried both types of chariots, and I would recommend if you bring Britannia to bring these Barbarian Warlord chariots. The 5 hit points really do make a difference in comparison to just the heavy chariots with just 3 hit points. So this is a good Britannia army here. Now remember, there's no head hurlers here because for this particular battle we've got no archers, no horse archers, no head hurlers, and no slingers. Okay, sometimes we have a little bit of a change of rules there for missile troops there. So there's no head hurlers, no archers, no horse archers, and no slingers allowed in this battle. Okay, so that's a pretty good Britannia army there, I think, of Mantu's, and it'll be interesting to see how well he handles it during the course of the battle there. As I say, sometimes not bringing those missile troops, it can add even more, something different to the battles. Our next teammate is RTW player Legion 22. Now Legion's got 17 Sacred Band units and 3 cavalry. Yes, 17 Sacred Band units and 3 cavalry, so I'm guessing he's got mixed upgrades. There you are. Some of his units have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Others have got 7 upgrades on, and some have just got gold shield, gold attack there, as you can see. So he certainly has got mixed upgrades through his Carthage army. I'm guessing just gold shield, gold attack for his Sacred Band cavalry. There you are. Just gold shield, gold attack for his Sacred Band cavalry. So it'd be interesting to see how he handles that army during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Skema. Now Skema's got 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so he's got 13 heavy infantry. I think there, and that's you'll see a unit you don't see very often there, and that is the light auxiliary missile unit there. Obviously he's going to use that as a pilot shield unit. It can throw pilots as well. Can you see they're carrying pilots themselves? But as long as it holds its ground, it'll soak up enemy pilots as good as any other unit. And if you notice here, he's got mixed upgrades. Some of his infantry have got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. But I think, if I remember correctly, the majority of his infantry have just got gold shield, gold attack on. But here is something you might find interesting. Can you see he's got an eagle unit? Okay, so that's an extra morale boosting unit, plus his general morale boosting unit as well. So he's got 2 morale boosting units in his infantry. Always good. The more morale you've got, the better. And his cavalry just gold shield, gold attack there. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles that army during the course of the battle. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. I've got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. This is a very old morale-based army. Can you see 2 morale boosting eagle units, plus my infantry general morale boosting unit as well. So, as I say, this infantry here is very morale based, old school, old fashioned there. So we've got quite a diverse team. We've got Britannia with Mantu, we've got Carthage with Legion 22, and Rome with Skema and myself. It should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have RTW player Lando. Now Lando's got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry, the bog standard 31k Roman army. 14 infantry, 6 cavalry. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Vicox. Now Vicox got 13 Spartans, 6 cavalry and 1 peasant unit. And if you notice here, we'll have a look at the peasant unit. There you are. And now that can be used as a pilot shield unit. As long as it stands its ground and it doesn't run away, it'll soak up enemy pilots as good as any other expensive unit. And he usually brings cavalry here, and you can see he's got 6 light cavalry with gold shield, gold attack on. Now these cavalry are fast moving, they can be a real nuisance around the battlefield, and are a good extra unit to bring with a Greek city's army there. Okay, their next teammate is Scorpionking SR. Now Scorpionking's got the bog standard 31k Roman army, 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 14 infantry and 6 cavalry for Scorpionking. And their last teammate is someone who's called himself the Godfather, but his Brotherhood member Punisher. Now he's got 14 pikes and 6 chariots. Okay, 14 pikes, 6 chariots. Look at the upgrades there. You'll see that his forward units have got 7 upgrades, and experience stroke, gold shield, gold attack. These are the units going to make first contact with the enemy and suffer a lot of pilot damage there. And if you go further back into his battle formation there, you'll see that the 2 rear lines of his battle formation have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his units at the rear of the battle formation there. Okay, so that's a pretty good formation, I think, Pontus formation. And remember, our guys have got to try and fight all the way down the length of those Pontus pikes to kill the man on the other end. Always a tall order, especially for Roman troops. Okay, quick look at his chariots there. Now remember, these chariots got a big fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, big attacking specifications, but also remember that if they run amok, as we've seen in other battle videos, they kill both friend and foe alike. And it's surprising how quick you can become unpopular with your allies when your run amok chariot starts killing their troops. So I would suggest that if you're not confident or competent with chariots, you really need to think about whether you bring them to the battlefield or not, because as I say, they can really be a double-edged sword if you do bring them. So that's quite a diverse team they've got there, with Rome, Pontus, Greek cities and Rome there. It should be a good battle for you to watch, and I really hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, we've literally just pressed start there. You'll see that Lando there is taking his Scipii army up onto the higher part of the ground there. I don't know whether you call that a slope or a hill. I'm not quite sure there. I think we'll call it a slope, I think. And you can see here now that our team obviously is going to attack here. We think that the enemy team are going to hold that higher ground position, which would be, you know, a good tactical thing for them to do there. So we've got to look at the best way here to attack that higher ground. Now over here on our left flank, if you notice there, can you see it's quite steep there? So I don't think you know, the team decided we didn't really want to attack up that steeper side there. Okay, so if you notice there, we're all moving over to the right flank. We certainly didn't want to attack up the steeper side there. And if you move over to the right flank here, you'll see that it's more of a gentle slope. And what I think we're thinking of doing here, if we can, is coming wide around this position and then getting all the way up here. Can you see? If we come all the way around here and then get up here, look, I think we're almost level with them there. Not, you know, certainly a lot better bit of ground to get onto than trying to attack directly up that slope there. So that's where the teams decided we're going to move around here on the right flank. Okay. Now over here you'll see that Punisher is moving his Pontus army maybe over to the other flank there, because he can see that we're all moving over to that flank. As I say, in this battle, unfortunately, there was a bit of lag in this battle. I'm not sure whether it was somebody's computer couldn't handle all the pike and the spear units in the game, or whether somebody may well have had another program running on their computer. But it did cause a bit of lag in this battle, and I hope that doesn't spoil the battle too much for all of you watching it. Okay, so if you notice here, you'll see we're moving over to the right flank. But do you notice anything at all about us moving over to the right flank? You might notice that none of us are running. Can you see? We're just walking our units over to that right flank. Now, newer players to Rome Total War, can you see why we are only walking and not running? Okay, can you think about why we're walking and not running at all? Okay, so when we get over to that flank, we want our troops to be able to fight, you know, possibly as soon as we get over there. Well, of course, if we ran all our troops over there, they would become tired, very tired, or maybe even exhausted. And remember, when you hit tired, very tired and exhausted, the combat effectiveness of your units drop off the edge of a cliff. The battle proficiency, the way they actually fight the battle, will fall off the edge of the cliff. Their morale will drop extremely low as well. So you don't really want to fight your units when they're tired, very tired, or exhausted. Okay, so that's why we're walking over there. As I say, if we ran over there, our units might have been tired or very tired maybe. And of course, as I say, their combat effectiveness really does drop off the edge of a cliff. That's why, can you see I'm walking over there, but it's a little bit more dangerous for me because I'm the furthest away from that right flank, so I've got the furthest to travel, and that of course opens up opportunities for the enemy team to try and pick my army off as I'm moving across. Now straight away, can you see that Lando's bringing his cavalry over to this flank? Now we know Lando's one of the most aggressive attacking players in the game, and it wouldn't surprise me if him and Scorpionking here with his cavalry were maybe looking to try and pick my army off a little bit here with their cavalry. You know what I mean? Smash into the flank of moving infantry and then pull the cavalry back. So you can see here that both Scorpionking and Lando are looking, I think, to maybe do that. But I'm still not going to run my troops over. I'm still walking at the moment there. But it'll be interesting to see what Lando and Scorpionking are going to do. Now, I spotted the danger there, so I am starting to run my troops over a little bit towards my allies there, as I can see 12 cavalry units possibly heading towards me. Now, here I want to show you some good battlefield awareness and some great teamwork. Can you see that Skema's obviously moving over to that right flank, and that's where his infantry are moving to, along with all our allies there, all moving over to that right flank as we talked about earlier. But if you notice here, can you see he's bringing his cavalry back there to help me guard my infantry against a double cavalry attack there. Okay, so Skema, the battlefield awareness, he spotted the danger, and the great teamwork that he's done as well. He's bringing his cavalry over to escort my infantry over to that right flank. So a really nice teamwork move there by Skema, and as I say, good battlefield awareness. We've talked about this a lot in the past, but battlefield awareness is very important there. And as I say, you can see Skema there bringing his cavalry over to team up with my cavalry to escort my infantry to the right flank there. So it's a nice bit of teamwork there. It'll be interesting to see if if Scorpion King and Lando do come across here, now they can see that there's 2 lots of cavalry to block their attack. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. Okay, so as I say, we're all slowly moving over to that right flank. And it wouldn't surprise me if the enemy were preparing for that now. And as I say, you can see the Punisher's brought his Pontus pikemen over. You've got the Spartans there. And of course, attacking Spartans is always difficult. But attacking Spartans uphill or up a slope there is something that we will try and avoid if we can. Because of course, the excellent Spartans there, with all their great specifications, you know, on top of a slope or a hill, it would enhance those specifications even more. You got Punisher's chariots there. As I say, you got Lando's infantry there as well. And as I say, you can see we're just slowly moving over to this flank. As I say, in anticipation that when we get over there, we might be attacked immediately. So we need our troops to be, you know, warmed up, fresh or warmed up there. And you can see Scorpion King here keeping his infantry on this flank for the time being. He'll probably move it over to the other flank when he's ready. But here you can see both Lando and Scorpion King's well-upgraded cavalry moving towards my slow-moving infantry there. So you can see this, they've teamed up there. So there's 12 potentially well-upgraded cavalry units there that might want to try and do some mischief to my slowly-moving infantry there. Now over here, I'd like to show you a really good defense Spartan wall there set up by Vicox. I see Vicox does this a lot in battles when he brings the Greek cities. He sets these defensive Spartan walls out there. Okay, remember that even though they're stretched like that, because they've got 2 hit points and excellent specifications, they're still difficult to break through, especially attacking up the slope or up a hill there as well. So as I say, there you are. Let's see, you can see that if we attack there, we will be attacking up the slope. So as I say, they will have enhancement to their already great specifications there through being on the higher ground. So as I say, we're trying to move all the way over here, almost trying to get in behind them, if you like, with our movement. Now, whether they'll allow us to do that, or whether they will intercept us as we're moving around the flank and attack us, we'll just have to see. But remember, if they attack from that position, they're going to get the downhill or downslope bonuses as well. Okay, here you see Scorpion King's got a dog unit. Very rare to see a dog unit on the 31k battlefield. Very, very rare. It'd be interesting to see what he's going to do with that there. There you can see him moving his cavalry forward. As I say, I got the impression that both Scorpion King and Lando have got their finger on the trigger. They would love to attack my moving infantry there if they get a chance. But once again, can you see Skema's brought his SBQ cavalry over to help me there, team up with my cavalry. Right, can you see this chariot of Punishers there? He may well be looking to charge that chariot in, and maybe he may well be hoping that that chariot might run amok. Remember, when these chariots run amok, they seem to be even stronger in amok mode than they do in normal mode, which always seems a bit strange to me. So that's what Punisher may well be looking at there. As I say, here you can see my army slowly moving over there. Okay, so once again, as I say, great teamwork here by Skema. He's brought his cavalry back over here to help escort my infantry over. He's teamed up with my cavalry there so we can protect my infantry from cavalry hits. Make no mistake, Scorpion King and Lando would like to do that, smash into the flank of my moving infantry with their well-upgraded cavalry. But seeing how Skema and myself have got our cavalry there to guard my infantry, I think that probably may well put them off that particular idea. Now, whether Legion 22 is thinking of attacking up this slope against those Spartans or not, I don't know. The way he's positioned those Carthaginians there, looks like he's thinking that, but I would suggest that he moves on round there. Can you see the height advantage that those Spartans would get? So as I say, we need to get, I think, over here, you know, over this almost in behind. Right, can you see that chariot of Punishers charging in to Skema's SBQ army there? See that chariot there? Now what I'm thinking is Skema's hoping it's going to run amok so it becomes stronger and does more damage to Skema's army there. But it may well just rout like any other unit. Sometimes they run amok. There you are. You see how that chariot unit is just routed like any other unit there. Sometimes I say they run amok. Now it might run off and then run amok. It's really weird. It could just run off across the battlefield and then run amok then. So we'll have to see. But here you can see I'm actually running my infantry forward now. As you can see there, to try and team up with my teammates there. You can see Scorpionking. Remember, Scorpionking was over on the right flank with his red Roman Julia army, and he's come across the slope now over onto the other flank now, because he can see that all our team is moving over onto this flank there. But once again, just look at the height advantage that the enemy team have got. So make no mistake, this could well be a difficult battle for us here. Trying to attack up that slope there. As I say, over in this area though, it seems to be a better piece of ground there for us to get onto, a little bit more even, if you like, with the enemy troops. Right, okay, so as I say, you can see me move my infantry trying to get over to my teammates. Can you see Scorpionking's cavalry? Now watch out, if he puts his cavalry into wedge formation, get ready for that, because he may well, that will be the signal that I think he's thinking of attacking there. Right, the way that he's moved his cavalry forward there, he's going to have a downhill or downslope cavalry advantage if he charges into me there. Look, you get that downhill advantage there. A bonus, that's a bonus for it that he'll get. And you can see that Lando's bringing his cavalry over as well. So they may well be looking to do a double cavalry charge downhill onto my troops. As I say, you can see here that Lando looks like he's moving his troops forward. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Lando attacked my Green Bruta army in coordination with the enemy cavalry as well. Can you see what I mean? It would be a downhill charge for his infantry as well as a downhill charge for the cavalry. Just watch out for that red cavalry going into wedge formation there, and I think then that's probably when he's going to charge down. We'll see. Just keep an eye open for that. But can you see Lando's blue Scipio army moving down the slope? Okay, so it looks to me like they've decided they're going to smash into my Green Bruta army. There you are. Can you see? Right, Scorpionking's put his cavalry in wedge formation. Can you see that? That's a sign he's about to attack. Get ready here. There he goes. They're going to charge into my moving infantry. I'm going to have to counter with my cavalry there. Look. Can you see that? Look. Bang! As he charged in there, can you see that chariot unit that's run amok now? That was the one that routed normally. But here you can see Lando's blue Scipio army coming down the slope there to get that down slope bonus. I'm now having to pull my army back, my infantry back, to try and counter Lando's Scipii attack there. A nice attack there by Scipii there, I think, Lando. Very aggressive. But we could take a big advantage from this. All right, now what I'm thinking here, good battlefield awareness by Legion. If he moves his Carthage army right in behind Lando's Scipii army, he's going to cut reinforcements off. Okay, the enemy team are not going to be able to get reinforcements over to Lando. Okay, if Legion does that, and then of course Legion could throw some of his units into the rear of Lando's troops there, while keeping units facing the threat of enemy troops coming in to try and get to Lando, if you see what I mean. So Lando could be hammered and anviled here if he's not careful. As long as Legion moves across straight away. There you can see my cavalry as counterattack Scorpionking's cavalry there, but I can see Lando's bringing cavalry around the flank of my infantry as well. Right, can you see a great move here by Legion 22? He's literally now cut off Lando's infantry from reinforcements. Great move there. He took real advantage of that. Now over here you'll see there's another chariot of Punishers gone into Schema's SBQR army there. Okay, so he's hoping that unit's going to run amok to do more damage. But my army's under big attack at the moment. But as I say, we're taking advantage of that. There, great move there by Legion 22, cutting off Lando's infantry there. And you can see our Britannia ally bringing his chariots and infantry. Right, this is great bit of teamwork here. This is one of the reasons I want to show this battle. Can you see the cavalry of Legion 22, his Sacred Band cavalry? He's smashing in with them. Can you see the chariots of Mantu? He's charging in with them as well. And you can see the Britannia Chosen Swordsman charging there. Remember, they've got those 4 Druid units, those 4 morale boosting Druid units that will be giving a lot of morale to our troops as we're fighting there. But as I say, you can see with one movement there. You can see I've got infantry around the flank of Lando's infantry as well, which I will be using to attack the flank of the blue Scipio army. And as I say, you can see Legion 22 attacking, and my infantry being the anvil and those spearmen being the hammer. So make no mistake, Lando is being hammered and anviled here, as you can see there. And as I say, over here on this side, you can see I'm pulling my cavalry back. There, we just routed, as you can see, Lando brought his cavalry in from the flank, but with the chariots of Britannia and my cavalry, we've countered that cavalry attack. So as I say, great bit of teamwork there by my team, coming to help my Brutia army against this very aggressive attack by enemy troops there. Just look at my allies moving in there. As I say, there is lag in this battle. I hope it's not going to spoil it too much for you, because you can still see the action though, even there, though there is a bit of lag. Okay, so what we'd like to do is try and take out Lando's infantry here, obviously. There, that's what we're trying to do. And as I say, I've got my infantry attacking his infantry as well. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So, you can see that Lando's general has now been routed, so he's lost a general morale bonus there. You can see that our Britannia allies throwing in his chosen swordsman. Of course, I've got my infantry there. And as I say, the Carthage units of Legion 22, as I say, a great hammer and anvil attack here, with spears being the hammer and my infantry being the anvil there, and poor old Lando being in the middle there. You can see the Greek city's general bringing his Spartans down. Here you can see Skema moved his infantry over closer to his teammates there. But you can see the enemy army getting very, very deployed here, if you know what I mean. They're starting to bring all their units down with that downslope advantage that they've got here. Over here you can see Lando's cavalry there. He may well take them away from the fray at the moment there to rally them and get ready to charge them back in. He may well do that. You can see our Britannia ally there was going to look to charge his chariots into that cavalry. But here, as I say, there you can see that a lot of Lando's units are starting to rout at this stage. But look at the enemy team coming down that hill, coming down that slope, getting the advantages from that downhill slope advantages that they're getting there. Okay, so as I say here, now this is a good move by Mantu, pulling his chosen swordsman back. Now, why do you think I say that's a good move? Okay, the reason I say that is because remember that barbarian troops die quickly on spears and pikes, and Mantu could see those Greek cities and those Pontus pikemen moving in, and he decided to move his infantry back. So that's a good move. He'll look to strike with that infantry elsewhere on the battlefield there. But as I say, now you can see Legion has turned his Carthaginians to face the threat of the Pontus and Greek cities pike and spear units coming towards them. Over here you'll see the enemy cavalry locked and loaded, ready to charge in. Now also, what's a bit of a worry here, can you see there's a lot of Lando's infantry here? Can you see the blue Scipio infantry there? A lot of those units there. He could well charge into the flank of my infantry and Legion 22's Carthage infantry there. And if they bring all this cavalry in as well, that could be an infantry and cavalry smash into our flank, could cause a mass rout. Okay, that could well be what the enemy are looking at there. So we need to watch that very closely. Oh, that's good news for us. I think we've just killed Lando's general, so that's good. Here we are. Can you see Lando charging his Scipio cavalry in and his infantry? Can you see it's a joint charge into the flank of my infantry there? Now I need to counter-attack with my cavalry. Can you see I'm counter-attacking with my cavalry? I know there's lag in this battle, but see my cavalry charging in there. Bang! As they smash into Lando's infantry and cavalry. I'm hoping to rout those units. Oh, great. That's really good for us there. Can you see my cavalry charge there has caused a rout of Lando's cavalry and infantry there. So I'm very, very pleased with that. That's a really good... that was a good counter charge there, a good counter attack there from my cavalry. Has routed the threat that was looking to charge into our flank there. But you got all that Julii infantry and cavalry there ready to move in. I know Scorpionking was complaining about the lag quite a lot during the course of the battle. And as I say, lag is a bit of a nuisance in battles. And as I say, I hope it's not spoiling it too much for you watching this battle. You can see that our Britannia ally has got his chosen swordsman in behind my infantry there, ready to charge in when necessary. I'm going to pull my cavalry back. Now my cavalry has been very battle depleted. I haven't got a lot of cavalry left there, but I'm going to have to be very, very selective in how I use my cavalry now. Here you can see Skema running his SBQR troops forward. Of course, he'd like to get in pilot range of those Pontus and Spartan units so he can throw in loads of pilers to weaken those units before they even get into hand-to-hand combat. Okay, that's what he would like to do there. Right, now at this stage, can you see my Brutio infantry surging forward? Can you see that I've done a surge attack there? And the reason I've done that, okay, that's the Pontus general there. Now the reason I've done that surge attack is to try and take a bit of pressure off of Legion 22, his Carthage spearmen there, because they've been fighting for a long time now. They're going to be a little, I would think they're probably tired. They're going to be battle depleted. I've got my general that I've held at the back there, so there's general morale bonus going on to both the Carthage and my Brutii army there. Can you see the chariots there of Mantu? You may well get those chariots in behind the enemy troops there, or you may decide to charge in on the flank. Now, just to show you how battle depleted my cavalry is here, just look. You can see how battle depleted they are. So I'm going to have to use them extremely carefully if they're going to be effective anymore in this battle. Okay, now over here you'll see that Vicox is charging his light cavalry into the SBQR cavalry of Schemers there. He was making the most of that downhill or downslope bonus he was going to get through charging that light cavalry into Schemers cavalry there. Okay. There's a lot going on all over the battlefield here at the moment. Okay, but you can see, as I say, I surged attack with my infantry there just to try and take a bit of pressure off of Legion 22's Carthaginian units there that have been fighting for a long time. You can see the Spartans coming down there. Make no mistake, that Julii infantry that's just moved down the slope are throwing loads of pilers into both Legion and my units there. Okay, now at this stage of the battle, this is something I'd like to draw your attention to. Have you noticed that I'm moving my cavalry up onto the slightly higher ground? Okay, now the reason I'm doing that is you'll see in a minute why I'm doing that. I'm moving my cavalry up onto the slightly higher ground there because I think I've potentially spotted a target that I could use my cavalry for. Can you see Scorpionking here is shadowing my cavalry? Can you see how he's moving his Julii cavalry across the battlefield there to shadow my cavalry there, as he's seen that I moved them up onto higher ground? Okay, as I said, with this very battle depleted, very battle damaged cavalry of mine, I'm going to have to pick targets very, very carefully to try and make them effective on the battlefield at this stage. Okay, so there's my cavalry. I've moved them there deliberately into that position. Now what I'm going to do is ask you a battlefield awareness question. Can you see where the target could be with my cavalry there? Okay, if you look in that area there, see my cavalry, I've deliberately positioned it there. Okay, can you see a potential target for my cavalry there with the down slope or downhill bonus I'm going to get? Okay, that's going to help my battle depleted cavalry, I hope, do some damage. Can you see a potential target down there? Okay, so see these units here, Spartan units there, they're pushing in on my Carthage ally and my Brutio units there, so they're engaged. Okay, so you can see them pushing in there, but their rear is exposed to a possible cavalry hit. Can you see what I mean? So what I'm looking to do is charge down this slope, down this hill with my cavalry and smash into the rear of those engaged Spartan units and Pontus unit. There's a Pontus unit in there as well. So that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to come through my allies' SBQR infantry and smash into the rear of those engaged troops. Okay, so that's what I'm looking to do. Okay, as I say, my cavalry very battle depleted, and I had to try and find somewhere, and I'm hoping that with a downhill bonus I'm going to get here, the weight of what I've got left may well damage the units. Right, now here's something that I didn't foresee, and that is, can you see Vicox has moved a Spartan unit out? Okay, I don't think he spotted my cavalry. I think he's moved that to try and counter the SBQR infantry, but it has now blocked my route down to the rear of those enemy units there. Can you see that? But do you notice something here? Do you notice that the spears are up of this Spartan unit? So what I'm thinking is I'm still going to try and go for that target, because as long as he keeps those spears up, my cavalry will go through that unit without suffering too many casualties. If he put those Spartan spears down, that would take most of my cavalry out before I even hit my target. So I'm hoping he's going to keep those spears up. Now the reason I'm thinking that is because I think Vicox is concentrating on his cavalry. I don't think he's looking at his infantry at the moment. I think he's looking at his cavalry here to possibly do a downhill charge into Legion 22 and my infantry there. Okay, so I think he's concentrating on his cavalry. I don't think he's watching his infantry. Now that unit that I'm going to charge through, watch very carefully. We need that unit to keep its spears up. Okay, we need that unit to keep its spears up. If it puts its spears down, it's going to take all my cavalry out. Okay, pause the game for a second here. Right, can you see? There, my cavalry are charging down into the target we talked about, into the rear of those enemy troops. I've already brought some infantry round to attack as well, but you can see my cavalry with a downslope advantage there. I'm going to smash into the back of these troops there, and I'm going to go through this unit. And this unit here, this Spartan unit here, is keeping his spears up. Okay, he hasn't put the spears down. Yes, I'm going to lose a few troops going through that, but the majority of my cavalry are going to get through that because Vicox is concentrating on his cavalry to do a downhill charge into my and, as I say, Legion 22's infantry there. Right, see, watch my cavalry, watch my green Brutii cavalry. There it goes, going for the target that we talked about earlier. Okay, see my cavalry going in there like bang! As they smash into the rear with a downslope advantage. Can you see the Greek city's cavalry of Vicox is charging as well? So that's what I mean. He was concentrating on his cavalry. He wasn't watching his infantry so much. So my cavalry, the bulk of my cavalry, smashed into that target that we were looking at, doing the damage. Look, can you see the units that cavalry has routed there? Now you can see, as I say, the downhill light cavalry charge that Vicox is doing. That's what he was concentrating on. So that cavalry charge that I just put in has routed that unit, look. That unit, and that unit. So that cavalry charge that I've just did have routed 4 enemy units there. So I'm really, really pleased with that. And look at the morale boost that I'm getting from those druids and my general there as well, keeping our troops fighting. Here you can see that Scorpionking charges cavalry, and looks like he charges cavalry into Skema's infantry there, and it looks like most of Scorpionking's cavalry has now been routed there. Okay, but you can see Pontus pikemen there moving in. You can see those Pontus pikes are up there as the SBQR infantry are attacking. So that's good news. If their pikes are up, then the SBQR Roman infantry can get in close and use their swords. Here's a nice tactical move by Mantu, looking to get his Britannia chosen swordsman in behind the enemy troops here. But over here you'll see that we've done very well there against the enemy troops. And you can see Scorpionking bringing his Julii infantry down the slope there to attack us now. That's the Greek city's general gone, so that's really good news. Right, pause the game for a second. So here you can see a heck of a lot of enemy units have now been routed. You can see a heck of a lot of the Pontus units have been routed. I think all of the Julii cavalry possibly have been routed there as well. And don't forget the fear factor that those chariots bring. You must never underestimate that. And you notice, as I say, the druid units, the 4 druid units, plus my general morale bonus there, the morale that these druid units and my general units have been giving to our troops have been keeping them fighting all the time. Look. Remember that's, what's that, 5 lots of morale boosting units there. Remember that those druids don't just give their troops morale bonus, they give all the allied troops morale bonus as well. So you can see there that there's a lot of morale going on there. So that's really good. And this is another great move here by Mantu. Can you see he's got his chariots? He's brought his chariots around the flank of the enemy troops, look, and they've got up onto the higher ground with his chariots. So you imagine a downhill charge with chariots onto enemy troops. Imagine the devastating destruction that would do with the downhill bonus that those chariots would get as well. So nice move there by Mantu. Nice tactical move there. And as I say, I don't know what the Greek city's Vicox is going to do there. All his cavalry has been routed, I think, and a heck of a lot of his infantry has been routed. Vicox may decide to admit defeat here. You can see Skema coming in with his SBQR infantry there. And we've got the chariots there. As I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Vicox admitted defeat with his Greek city units. There, watch those Greek city Spartan units. There you are. Can you see they've just all white flagged? He's just admitted defeat there. So, okay, Vicox admitted defeat. Now, whether he could have put those Spartans in with Scorpion King's Julii infantry there and made a stand on the hill, because don't forget, all our armies are very battle depleted. I don't know what you guys, all of you think there. Could he have put those Spartans in with those Julii units and held that slope? Maybe. Don't forget, all our armies are very battle depleted, and a lot of his units are almost full. And you can see that I can't believe it, I've still got some pilers left in my units that I'm throwing into those Julii units there. But there you can see the Britannia troops coming down there, and the chariots there as well. And so it looks to me like, looking at the general disposition of the troops here, we have now got the higher ground. Can you see that now, coming down from the higher ground? So we've got those advantages now that the enemy has had all the way through the battle. And it wouldn't surprise me now if the Julii general may well admit defeat there. As I say, there was a bit of lag in this battle. I hope it didn't spoil it too much for all of you watching it there. And it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. Now, believe it or not, this is a very concentrated battlefield here for this, you know, for a large 4v4 battle. I mean, it starts here, look. If you look here, remember this is where Lando and Scorpion King here hit my moving infantry. So this is here, look, you can see, I mean, you can tell how intense the fighting was just by the massive piles of dead. I mean, you can just see that. And as we move up the slope or the hill there, you can see just the massive dead there. So as I say, very intense fighting here all the way up the battle line there, as you can see, all the way up from one side to the other, but very condensed, isn't it, the battlefield? It's not spread out. There's not like little melees going on all over the battlefield there. Very, very condensed battle there, as we were trying to maybe attack up that slope. But if you notice, I think the enemy really gave up the tactical ground there, because if they'd have held up there, just look at the height, if they'd have held up there for us to attack. But instead of that, they decided to attack, maybe to try and get the downhill bonuses there, which is probably what they've decided to do. If they attack downhill there, they would get those bonuses there, but maybe holding that ground might have been a better tactical decision. Please put your thoughts in the comments about that. Now, if you look at my battle depleted cavalry, 3 men in that, 2 men in that, so you can see there, that's all the cavalry got. 7 cavalrymen left. That's all I've got out of all my cavalry. My infantry here, you can see, it looks like I've got a lot of units left, but if you actually look at the numbers in a lot of those units, you will see they are very battle depleted there. I mean, what's that? I mean, three men in those units, was it? I think they're 1 man in that unit. Look, 1 man in that unit, 3 men in that unit there. I mean, you can see 3 men in that unit. You can just see how battle depleted my infantry was, and how this was a real battle of attrition, really, I think. And I just wonder, do you think this would be an average victory, or do you think it'd be a close victory? I'm not really sure, really. But bear in mind, we did lose a lot of men in that battle. It'd be interesting to see whether it's going to be average or close. Very, very interesting to see. But as I say, we were lucky enough to be the winning team there. And right, okay. Well, the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played really well there. And as you can see, to actually surprise me, it's a close victory. I thought it might have been average, but it was a close victory. So well done to the other team. Highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Skema. But very, very close highest kills, because if you look at Vicox's kills, can you see there's only 2 kills in it? Can you see? Just 2 kills in it. So it is really, really close for the highest kills in the game there. So well done to both Skema and Vicox there. Well done to Lando. Very aggressive, very attacking as always, but he'll be a bit disappointed he get less than 1,000 kills there. But as I say, very aggressive, very attacking, as he always is. As I say, well done to Vicox, 2nd highest kills, but only just nearly had the highest kills there. Well done to Scorpion King SR. He'll be disappointed with his kills. He got less than 1,000 kills, but I think the lag seemed to be affecting him maybe more than other people on the battlefield, I think, from the way that he was talking. And well done to Punisher there. He got over 1,000 kills with his Pontus army, so really well played to him. Well played, guys. Great battle there, I thought. My kills, not too bad. Bearing in mind I was attacked very aggressively in the flank at the beginning of the battle there. I don't think that's too bad kills for me. Quite pleased with that, really. Let's say well done to Skema, highest kills in the game. Well done to Legion 22 with his Carthaginians. Good battlefield awareness there, and well done to Mantu as well with his Britannia army. Didn't get over 1,000 kills, but I thought he played very tactically with that Britannia army, so well done to him. Now, just to say, this battle was only fought last weekend. You can see we still have really great battles on Rome Total War. So if you'd like to join us, we play every Friday and Saturday. Please come and join us. And on Sunday night, we play Barbarian Invasion. Hope you enjoyed this battle. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.